Been receiving a lot of comments. Someone just asked me to do a video connecting to the Mexican influencer Valeria Marquez. For those of you who have not heard the story, Valeria Marquez was a social media influencer. She was a model. She was a friend to many, and she was unalived during a TikTok live with 300-400 people viewing it live as it happened. It was such heartbreaking news and so hard to watch. I actually know Valeria. I have done readings for her in the past, and I've known her for several years. We would do consults about her career. I would talk to her about the social media influencing and how that was going to take off. And we worked a lot together, but probably like within the last 12 to 14 months, not so much because she's been so busy and so probably wrapped up in everything that she was doing. But without having to say that, it was just so heartbreaking to hear. So I'm going to connect with her now, and we'll see what comes through for her. All right, I just had to dim the lights down. She is newly transitioned, and usually when you are connecting to someone that has just crossed over, you want as much darkness as you can have. It just helps them conserve their energy, and it also helps you connect better to them without any interruptions. She starts off by saying, like, it's just to everybody that is mourning her. She feels the love, she feels the outpouring, and she is saying, do not cry for me, like I am safe. And just such strong roots and grounded so strongly in religion and her faith that she is telling everyone, like, she's gone to heaven, she's on the other side, don't worry about her. Especially her family is what she has to bring up. Now she is saying that it's not safe to talk too much about who did this, and a lot of people want answers as to who did this and are they going to be caught and will justice be served. You have to leave that to the authorities or anyone that's in the investigations, is what she's saying. For those of you who follow me on my private channels, you can listen to what I have to say there in full. Valeria was involved in a couple relationships, and she smiles about that, but she talks about just relationships of people wanting to love her, wanting to own her, a lot of possessive energy that was around her. And those of you that followed her, that were a friend of her or just knew her from social media, might know that she was going through a lot of issues in a relationship. She shows me a triangle, she shows me a 3, so there is another woman that was involved. And she says that this was part of the setup, and she's not surprised. She's like, I'm not surprised that this happened. I had a feeling. She knew. She didn't know that that was going to be the day, but she said she had these premonitions. She was warning everyone. She would put out letters. Her friends, her family, her circle, they know who did it. They know who's responsible. But she's just very surprised that she was backstabbed by someone that she considered a friend, someone that she had in her circle. And I think you guys all know who that is. If you have not watched the video, you should watch it now. She talks about how the final moments, this person that went in there, right, the delivery guy, went there to verify that she was working that day, that she was going to be present. She talks about how she was going to start taking some days off. There were some days prior that she was not showing up to work because she felt bad. She felt something was off. She was like, it wasn't a safe location anymore. I was going to be switching locations. And that day that she showed up, she was not supposed to be at work. And you'll hear that from the family and the close friends. They'll say she was not supposed to be there. Now, when this delivery came, they were verifying that it was her and that she was there. So that was the first time. She shows me this person showing up. They're delivering, right, the expensive gifts, the roses, and she's saying that she keeps on saying Cupido. So I don't know if this is related to the roses, if this is related to like Cupid, if that's a name of someone, but Cupid with the arrow through the heart, right? So I don't know if she's trying to tell me here about something going directly through her heart after getting these roses, but she's like, they verified that I was there. The other woman that was there knew what was happening, very calm, and she knows to stay tight-lipped. But she's going to we might not hear about her much anymore. She's either going into hiding or she's being taken into custody, but she's not going to be heard from for a while, and it feels like she might already be in the custody of either like the authorities or in the custody of someone. This was bigger than love, though. This was bigger than love. She's like, my story is going to be like a movie. There's going to be a documentary. There's going to be a big screen movie about how this happened, the people that were involved. She was involved with very powerful people, very wealthy people, people that helped set her up for success and that gave her the funding. There was lots of money behind her. She talks about how she was going to have these big modeling gigs. This is like Europe. I don't know if anything has been released or talked about yet about her actually going to like Paris and doing like very big modeling, looking to get into runway. But this is going to be huge for her. Now, the three people that are involved in this, there's this woman that almost feels like a destiny swap, wanted to be her, wanted her life, wanted her look. And it's like, she's the next big thing that was about to take off. She already had the contracts in place. She already had the money in place. She had the connections and the network in place to be the next big thing. It was going to be huge. Now we have this other woman that looks quite like her and tries to act like her. And we're going to hear a lot more about her. She keeps on saying that, like, she's giving the connection to like the Mexican Kim Kardashian. So I don't have a name. I think you guys know who she is. I'm going to post a photo of who I think she's referring to. But she's talking about how this woman wanted her silenced and wanted her taken out of the way because Valeria was taking the shine. And these new projects that were about to take off, she did not want that to happen. So now we have this man that was in a relationship with her and the girl that was involved with him. This girl is the one that actually got in between them. It was not him looking for her. She sought him out because she knew who he was. She knew who Valeria was. She wanted that life. So she slid in between to create this break. Now, this man really, I feel like he was driven crazy. And it's from the manipulation of, see, she's giving me the M name of the woman that was involved here. So I'm like stuttering. I'm like trying to figure out what this is. I'm getting the M name of the woman that's involved with him. Hold on. So she says that her family is going to be coming out with a lot more information about who she is, but everyone already knows, like in her circle, who this person was. I think she's already said that if something happened to her, this woman was going to be responsible for it. She said that they already had a failed attempt. This was involving a car. It was like a very close car collision. It was going to be a car crash right before this. She keeps on talking about my house, my house, my house. So there was a very large transaction that happened, and it was like the purchase of a home. It was the purchase of real estate, the purchase of property. But she's going in with this man, right? That's like kind of acting as the investor, but yet they're romantically involved. And she's talking about how they were like on and off, on and off. And she was about to call it quits with him, right? But she's like, I just wanted my house. I wanted to make sure that my money was secure. I wanted to make sure that my accounts were secure. She did something that she regrets. She talks about how a big driving factor behind what happened here was missing money. It's like either a large wire transaction, it could have been like briefcases of money, it could have been a little bit of money laundering that was going on, but she was helping someone with money. And then it's like she may have been upset because of what this man was doing with another woman or running off, right? Or ending the relationship. So she's like, all right, if you're going to play me like that, I'm going to take all of this back. So it's almost like she took something without consent. It was not an authorized transaction, or she was not supposed to take this money. And maybe she thought it was a bit of a game, and she's like, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to scare him until things get better, right? That's what she thought. There was time for things to get better. She didn't think it was going to escalate to this point, but it did. And she knew, she had been instructed, return this by this day, and she didn't. And I feel like that's something that she deeply does regret. Lupe. She's bringing up a Lupe. This is a Guadalupe. I don't know if this is someone in her family. No, she's talking about a secretary, an accountant, somebody that manages her finances, could be a financial advisor. She's talking about this woman also being in danger. So I feel like that's a warning of like, get rid of this, do not touch it, do not get involved with it. There's so much developing with this. I'm going to make a part 2. Let me know if you guys have questions that you want me to cover with this. This is all over the place. There's a lot of moving parts to this. It's very interesting. It's very sad at the same time. She wants everyone to know that this was a very quick passing. and she means that with so much love, of like how it was a snap of a finger and she had crossed over. So it's like, for her family, that's